Hello everyone, Panda here, back with another Bounty Bash video. So I just made a mistake on my last video saying it's Bounty Rush, but instead the game is called Bounty Bash, so yeah. So let's get straight into the video, which is 10 biggest mistakes new players are making. Number 1. Upgrading every single hero. What I would recommend is look through all the heroes, their skills, their overall ultimates and everything else, and choosing your team carefully, because you want to focus on a few heroes. Like I said in the beginning of the video, the uncommons and the rares, you will eventually get them to a higher level than the rest of them, but the epics and the legendaries, especially the legendaries, they will take a lot of time to upgrade. So I would personally choose a couple of heroes you want to work on and putting all the resources on them. Number 2, spending gems on everything you can. What I would recommend is saving as many gems and spending on the Seal Legends banner. If you have one legendary in your team or multiple ones, I would recommend first maxing one, then focusing on the other ones, like I'm doing currently with my positive. But I do have also Megamog and Herbacan, which I'm using, but I'm fully focusing all my shards and everything else on positive. As soon as there is a banner for positive, I will drop all my gems. What I also like to do is sometimes when I see a good deal in the daily deals, I would buy the deals themselves for the amount of shards they can. They're kinda cheap. For example, Bonnie, I got 5 shards for 2800 gems, so that is a very good deal. But I would recommend saving majorly for the Sea Legends part of the game or the events themselves. For example, there's a currently Fish Frenzy event going on. I'm first by far, but that is only because I buy all the fishing packs for the gems, 2500 gems per one pack. That is 7500 gems per day, which I'm using to spend on this event, which me being first gets me 10 legendary shards, which I can use to upgrade my heroes. Number 3, ignoring daily missions. They don't seem like much, but over time they give a ton of free resources, and as a new buy or even a whale, a free to play, you want those free resources. For example, I will get mine. Let's see what can I get from the skull drop. I got a golden key. Okay, it's free. I'm just doing the daily stuff of the game itself, and I'm just getting free rewards. Number 4, not joining an active guild. I'm currently in the Brotherhood of Kraken's guild. We are currently, I believe, 17 in the rankings, but they are very, very active. You don't have to join a higher up guild, but I would recommend joining an active guild. Even if they are lower on the rankings themselves, what is important is 2 parts of Guild Pro section, which you get a ton of free rewards by everyone participating in the guild, just doing summons or summoning in the Sea Legends part, or just doing free summons. Second of all, there is the boss part, where you have the guild boss shop, which gives a ton of rewards. And lastly but not leastly, conquest. There is no conquest going on right now, but I would recommend joining an active guild, because the higher you finish, the more charms tokens you can get, and charms are very, very important in this game. Number 5, ignoring effects part of the game and overall stats. What I mean by that, every single hero, when they get to a certain level, is the effects part. I would recommend during a dice event where you're gonna save dices and spending them on getting all the own effects, which is basically by owning the character you can roll the effects, and which will give you, for example, this hero, Corchet, you will get a total of 41,600 attack up. and also focus on the gear itself. As you can see, I have all my previous gears. From the legendary and up you do have the bonus effects, but overall they give a small boost, yeah, but which will in the end make a big difference. Number 6. Ignore relics and charms. Like I said, relics themselves in the beginning video, I would recommend trying to get as many relic dust as possible. For example, just this Wayforged Rudder gives me damage reduction of 54.30%. That is insane, just from one single relic, but all of them give different stats, and I would recommend buying from the boss shop and from the arena shop, the dust itself. And also charms. Charms, like I said, are new to the game, but I would recommend checking all the charms and the best bonuses for your heroes. Of course, not all the heroes are gonna have the same charms combos. That is up to you to decide which combo you're gonna go for. Number 7. Not upgrading your ships. A lot of different content in the game itself, they need different ships. That's why you need to upgrade all of them. But also there is a second part to it. When you reach every single 20 levels on the ship itself, you get all ships HP, for example, 10%, which is amazing overall, and there is more stats for you to be gained. And also by upgrading ships you get more points in the research part. For example, I wouldn't be this high up in the research economy part if I didn't upgrade as many ships as possible. So I would recommend upgrading your ship as much as possible. For example, there's currently a Relic Rumble event. By spending 132 tickets you get all these rewards. What I would recommend is saving your relic tickets as much as possible. You're just saving and spending later, that way you get more free rewards, which is very good. Number 9. Not doing all the dungeons every single day and not pushing them as far as possible. For example, what I would recommend is try pushing one time a week or every single time and you get a big boost the dungeons themselves. Higher you go, the more rewards you get. So I would recommend sweeping all the time on all the dungeons every single day. Then, do not copy whales and what they are using. For example, Bamser, which is the number 1 player currently power-wise and I believe PvP-wise, I would not recommend copying his setup because he has a full legendary setup. For example, Bamser right here has all 6 heroes on 40 stars, even the new hero who has it on 40 stars, and he has all of them on level 310, which is a lot of resources. I, for example, who has played almost a year, only have my Pavicitive on level 267 and 32 stars. It is a long journey, but overall it is worth it because I don't have to spend as much money. There is some things, for example, you can whale that will help you, like the Barret Pass, which is very good and gives you free resources. But like I said, if your goal is to pay like a free-to-play, try to maximize your saving and spending it later on. That way you can get more out of those resources. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and thank you for all the support on the previous video, and see you guys in the next video of Bounty Bash.